In this episode, we will tell you about the most important update of the year in World of Tanks. This update will change the way you think about how you play and what you do. We're talking about the new physics system. World of Tanks has already been around for 2 years. We've driven our tanks over familiar roads, and we've never wondered why it is that the mouse, which weighs 200 tons, can easily drive right up to the edge of a cliff. Or maybe we haven't thought about why the fast T-52 doesn't skid while it's speeding around corners. Maybe we've even thought that it's normal for tanks to run to the edge to shoot at enemies who are below them. We've gotten used to all of those features. When developers announced the new physics system, some of us have asked ourselves, do we really need these physics? Hell no. Because then, if you drive a tank near the edge of a cliff, it may fall down. If your tank is hanging off a bridge, it may fall off. And if you drive the T-52 or the VK-2801 at top speed, you won't be able to stop quickly or make sharp turns without sliding. It is called realism. We decided to add it to the game, and it's definitely a success. Before, we just had a very detailed system of tank penetration to give a sense of realism, but now we also have a realistic physics system. You may ask yourself, how will this affect the average player? How will it affect gameplay? Will the game get harder or easier? We will answer every question in this video. First of all, the game will not be any harder or any easier because of the physics. It will just be different. Forget your old tactics and learn how to play World of Tanks again. A lot of the old maps have changed so that you can play in a new way. Now you will have to watch your tank more closely, paying careful attention when moving and stopping. The opposition can attack from unexpected places due to the map changes and physics system. For example, the speedy T-52 is happy in the castle ruins on Mountain Pass. As a bonus, there are now fewer places for you to get stuck. Now, after the new update, you can easily slip down off the hill and get away. You can also use this tactic for tight spots on other maps. Tactics for companies and random battles will have to change. Light tanks have to learn new ways to scout. Medium tanks must learn the new places to flank. Heavy tanks have to be more careful. And the tank destroyers should rethink their old favorite positions. As far as the self-propelled guns, well, they can still stay in the back behind the bushes. Let's take a closer look at the effects of these changes on the different types of vehicles in the game. The new physics system makes the rate of terrain resistance higher for every tank. These changes will influence scouts the most, since their primary purpose is to move fast and scout for as long as possible. On open maps, every hill, every tiny stone and rut will slow your fighting vehicle quite a bit. If you turn too quickly at high speed, you may side-slip and lose your momentum. All of these features will affect how you drive these tanks. You and other players will create new maneuvers and tactics to beat your enemies. If you are the first to use this new tactic, the victory will likely be yours because we have added a lot of new routes, secret passes, and other ways for light tanks to move around or hide to scout or snipe. Medium tanks face a similar situation. The main difference is that they should actually shoot enemy tanks instead of just spotting them. Because of the terrain effects, you will have a lower speed during when you turn quickly, move from one type of terrain to another, or drive over small obstacles like cars and trucks. Obviously, this feature will also affect gun stabilization. The pattern could destroy opponents at ranges of 100 or 200 meters without mercy previously, but now even the rocks under its tracks will lower its accuracy. It's likely that those tanks that rely heavily on shooting while moving will be affected the most by the new terrain features. In other words, it will matter the most for the American tanks. However, the development team is monitoring statistics, and if we see that a tank is unbalanced, we will definitely fix it. The new features will nearly not affect heavy tanks at all. Heavy tanks will continue driving, stopping, shooting, and continuing driving. This will not make a major difference. The only thing the heavy tanks should watch out for are the cliffs and hills where the fast light tank or the dangerous medium tank might attack them from behind. Select your direction of attack and retreat carefully. The physics changes are a blessing for the tank destroyers. If a light or medium stops right next to you, it meant your death in the old days. But now the weight of the TD allows it to push an enemy away just by turning toward them. So the life of the TD player will be a little easier. As for the other aspects of the game, the TDs as well as the HTs should watch their backs and research the old maps again, because now the annoying scouts can pop out like a jack-in-the-box from an unexpected direction. The self-propelled guns also will not be influenced very much by the new physics, mostly because the main purpose of the artillery is to sit in the woods, shoot at spotted enemies, and slowly move from bush to bush. However, the positions you will use are different now. You can drive up the mountains at Sand River, or you can go to the bottom of a cliff at Corellia, while Cliff now has some small hiding places near the sea. All in all, the physics release is the most interesting, significant, and epic innovation in the history of World of Tanks. Tanks aren't just cardboard boxes moving across a flat battlefield anymore. Now they are true battle vehicles. Driving your tank, you can feel the weight of its armor, every rock under its tracks, and every shot jarring your teeth, just like you are really the commander of that steel colossus. Top off your tanks, load up your guns, and get ready to roll out.